The entire edifice of government has systematically obstructed the rightful redistribution of wealth at every turn. Many of us hoped that Senator Bernie Sanders would be able to pass laws redistributing wealth. However, he may be obstructed by Congress, the Supreme Court, the Electoral College, the media, the DNC, economic sabotage, or many of these at once. Therefore, we find it necessary to denounce the continued sovereignty of United States Congress as illegitimate. We call for the removal and disbandment of United States Congress. We denounce the United States Congress as a not truly representative or democratic legislature, but instead a plutocratic oligarchy selected through intrinsically unfair elections. Given that the approval rating of Congress has remained at roughly 20% for an extended period, we are sure the majority shares this view and supports immediate disbandment. We find it necessary to inaugurate the foundation of a new legislature, the Democratic Socialist Parliament, and a new republic, the Socialist Democratic Republic of America, also colloquially known as the Chapo Republic, due to our legislature originating from a Chapo Trap House Facebook group. We are in the process of recognizing the hosts of Chapo Trap House podcast as our executive branch. We call upon government agencies, the military, police officers, and the media to transfer their affiliation and cooperation from the corporate Congress to the Democratic Socialist Parliament. We call upon all reliable citizens to assist in the disbandment of Congress and the installation of the revolutionary government. A new government needs a mandate to power. We fight for 12 core institutional transitions, a series of measures which would complete the transformation of America into a democratic socialist society. There are 6 economic transitions and 6 democratic. The economic transitions. 1. An economic bill of rights, including healthcare, housing, jobs, including jobs in the zero carbon overhaul, basic income, education, and transit. 2. Cap wealth at $10 million, the rest to be confiscated through taxation for the people's needs. 3. Nationalize finance, healthcare, energy, and the largest 500 companies. 4. Workers' democratic self-management in the workplace, allowing workers voting power over workplace activity with either elected managers or no managers. 5. The gradual transformation of medium-sized businesses into partnerships and cooperatives under a formalized transition plan. And 6. The equalization of salaries and wealth over time toward the national per capita income of $60,000 a year salary and the national average individual wealth of $343,000 for all citizens under a formalized transition plan. The democratic transitions. 1. Abolish the Electoral College. 2. National initiative and referendum with low petition requirements. 3. Recognition of the Democratic Socialist Parliament as the representative and legitimate legislature of America by all government agencies. 4. Transition from a presidential to a parliamentary system based on proportional representation according to population, with members of the legislature required to uphold these core institutional transitions and not belong to the economic top 1% using public campaign financing. 5. Police reform and racial justice through ending the war on drugs and the creation of citizen safety patrols for public law enforcement comparable to rotations of jury duty. 6. Direct democracy in budgeting and administration of public agencies, including recently socialized corporations and industries. We have no intention of discontinuing American democracy, but aim to expand it massively. We will not dismantle the Bill of Rights, but add to it an economic Bill of Rights. But there is no democracy, while there is material inequality. It's like trying to have a democracy on a monopoly board. It's nothing more than a sick and pathetic joke, where the pretense of a representative state is only a mechanism for assisting and accelerating the material inequality. The question of capitalism versus democracy is irreconcilable. Who controls the commanding heights of the economy, the private owners or the majority? It is a 0 or 1 black and white question. You cannot have a mixture or the plutocrats retake control every time. All major corporations must become public utilities with full democratic control by the workers. The transformation of the commanding heights of the economy from private property to democratic public utility begins the process of humanity seizing its destiny from the economic tyrants and placing the economy under the sovereignty of the people's democracy. We demand the immediate nationalization of the American banking system, transforming the Wall Street private banking system into a public utility. We must advance from occupying Wall Street to nationalizing Wall Street. Only nationalizing Wall Street will now save the economy. Finance is already partially nationalized in the form of the Federal Reserve. It's time to finish the job. Economies should not only exist for the wealthy. When business fails, the public sector must take over. If presidential candidate Bernie Sanders loses the election, we will not consider it a repudiation of our cause. You cannot always change a social system by majority vote, because the old system controls the media narrative, leading to great confusion among the people. The situation is tragically comparable to The Matrix. Many of the system's victims are brainwashed into defending it. Revolutions are not won by a majority. Instead, the population splits into thirds, with 1/3 supporting the revolution, another third opposing it, and the rest remaining neutral, as happened during the original American Revolution. The revolutionary third of the population may not be people who usually vote. A revolution succeeds when the revolutionary third defeats the reactionary third. Resistance will escalate until victory is achieved. God bless America, a nation reborn. God bless this week.